Good evening, welcome to Friday. It is Greater Denmark's time to shine in Bad Ideas Guy. And, well, I'm pretty impressed that we've survived, but we have upgraded to version 1.15 now. So there's quite a few changes that comes with it. To be honest, I've been playing around with 1.15 in the office so much, it's very hard for me to remember all the stuff that has changed. So many differences, such a long change list. And believe it or not, I'm already working on the next one. But our achievements are still achievable. One thing that did change though, and I know exactly what caused this, but just gonna have to cut our losses on this, our ideas actually changed. This is because new ideas were added for the custom nation maker, and it shunted other ones up or down the list, meaning what you had may not be what you will still have. This is only going to affect old saves. But that means it affects mine, so I was thinking, oh baby, we might just get some half-decent ideas now in this Bad Ideas Guy run. Sadly though, it never really quite works out that way. So you'll remember we started off with prestige from naval battles and imperial authority as our starting two, what are they called again? They're not ambitions, but they're the other two, I forget. In any case, blockade efficiency. You know, it really does sum up glorious there. The minuscule amount of money you get from blockading is now 40% more. And we get religious unity, which is normally good, but 5%? You know, some nations get 50. That is really rather pathetic. But oh boy, you know, maybe we get some good things, like shipbuilding time minus 5%. But what about our transport costs? Well, they've been upgraded to light ship cost. You all know how much I love to build and use light ships. Our monetized marriageable women now give us provincial trade power, which is actually not bad. That's like getting 5% mercantilism. But spy defense. For what purpose does this exist? But we keep our tolerance of heretics, all those other pagans that we find in Europe. You know, it was my one chance to get some good ideas here and I didn't get it. Possible advisors +1. Now that you can dismiss advisors, our silver suffrage is not helping us out there. And the mercenary availability has become cost. Yeah. But our finisher is still interest per annum. Traditions, that was the word. So, our bad ideas just got upgraded to below average ideas. I'll be honest, I am not really seeing the improvement here. Provincial trade income, maybe. But c'est la vie. I tried to think of a way that I could work around that and get my old ideas back, but there's only so much fudging I can do with a game. Plus, it wouldn't feel right to mess with my save files. So here we are Greater Denmark, and we are alive. Not only are we alive, but thriving. We have regained our birthplace of Bornholm and reaffirmed Norse supremacy in the province. We started off in Bornholm. We became a crappy version of Pomerania. We tried to slither our way around, even conquering a couple of provinces off of not so Greater Denmark and eating into Norway. Okay, sad music's playing now. Let's change that. I don't need no sadness in my life. Jake, if you're going to cheat the ideas, at least cheat them into something good. Oh boy. What are you talking about? These are amazing. Now we're alright, but we face a huge barricade to our expansion, and that is aggressive expansion. We gain so much. We essentially gain double because we're heathen and it's the HRE. I mean, when we took these two provinces off of Denmark, that was almost enough to spark a coalition. When we took these off Norway, well, Sweden and Norway really want to coalition us. Saxony as well, for some reason, are really on our case. I'm going to have to deal with that. But I also really need some more friends. And Munster always has a way of ravaging me. Munster don't seem to have any large natural enemies, and they may be pretty useful for taking out folks around us. Their development isn't too shabby, and they're religiously almost unified. They just got to get that converted, and the nearby Centre of Reformation, near-ish by, Should take care of them, right? Why not? I can see no reason not to ally Munster, except for the fact that we're over on our limits, but we'll just have to deal with that, because we need the protection. So many people want to kill us. It is troubling time indeed. And I'm actually forced to ally you. One of our allies is Muscovy, and we have to beg and plead to keep that alliance. I already gifted them about 150 ducats, or maybe 125. Just to get the alliance, and I must never ever border them or give them any reason to want to declare war on me. Trouble is, there's just this one province between us, so I need to make sure that Muscovy never go for Norway. Troubling times indeed for me, because like everybody that has ever bordered me, they see me as pagan and they decree that I must die. Look at them, they all want to kill me. Those that don't have rivaled me. And the biggest barrier here is that the HRE Emperors rivaled us, making it extremely unlikely that they are going to want to protect us, especially in the case of Poland attacking us. But I can work around this, but I do need diplomats for that, which is troublesome. So I'm just going to unpause and let it go because, oh, this is kind of important. What's going on? England does not consider Poland a rival. Munster accepted our alliance. I wonder if that just means more rivals coming our way. Ach well, what can you do? Oh, what I can do is improve my relations with Bohemia. Norway is no longer a valid rival for us, that's okay. Except we can no longer embargo you, and I need to pick a new rival. I don't want it to be Bohemia, because I dream of a day that they do not see us as a rival. Lubeck would be acceptable, since we will probably be coming to blows eventually. So sure, why not Lubeck? Already got Sweden and Brandenburg. I do want to carve them both up. But I really need to keep these relations half decent. How troublesome. Everything is troublesome. I'm being told to perhaps guarantee Norway. No. I do not have a problem if Sweden carve up Norway, because at least Sweden's going to take a lot of bites to get rid of. It's if Muscovy takes Norway, and I don't want Muscovy to hate me for guaranteeing somebody that they want to eat. Basically, I just don't want them hating me. So there we go, we can get rid of that embargo we had on you. We can throw it onto someone better, like Lubeck. I'd love to embargo sexy Luxembourg, because they're taking up a good bit of the Lubeck trade with their Hamburg. But I'll be having Hamburg later on anyway. Strangely enough, I couldn't make them one of my enemies. But I could with Lubeck, what a strange world we will live in. In any case, embargo they get, and I can get back to improving my relations with Bohemia. But before I do that, let's take... Sadly, I'm the only imperial rival of yours, but let's take Saxony as an example anyway. If I were to declare war on them, Bohemia would enjoy a plus 50% reason to defend them. And plus 30 for defensive, I believe. That's pretty good. So that's like plus 80 reasons. But it's a shame they don't have another imperial person that they really hate. Do they not? Alright, there's Bavaria then. Nah, not enough. What I'm saying is the fact that Bohemia hate me is a reason that Poland might be able to get a free shot at me. So I need to improve my relations with Bohemia so that they have less reason to not defend me. I need Bohemia to defend me if Poland come for me, because me and Muscovy alone will not be able to take care of this. This is terrifying, I'll be honest. And the clergy are disloyal towards me, that's giving revolt risk and hurting me all around, but we can work around that. I mean, I could generously support them. I don't want to, though. Brandenburg showing off their new drapes. Disgusting. So yeah, the big politics is that we have huge power blocks going on here. France is allied with Castile. England have Austria as a lesser partner. They kind of weigh each other down. But Poland have the PLC and are allied to the Holy Roman Emperor, and that is terrifying. Ottomans would make a lovely friend, but that's not going to be happening. Muscovy going it almost alone, but they have me and Livonia in order. Does kind of stop me from expanding in this region, but I'm stopped from expanding on almost all fronts. Aren't you glad the PLC is finally getting nerfed in the next patch? And yes, I westernized. I started out with Chinese technology, but my soldiers are still Chinese, so I've got the Asian Arquebusier, which I've been informed many times is not Asian Arcbuster, but I think Arcbuster sounds cooler, so that's a good enough reason to go with it. Now I have my eyes on taking Hamburg. The problem with taking Hamburg is it's going to make me a very unpopular individual. Thankfully, most of the aggressive expansion around here is dribbled away, and I don't mind there being a small coalition that involves the Scandinavians, because I mean, joke race, right? But I do mind if it starts triggering quite a few HRE miners, so I need to tread very carefully here. But I still want to fight Saxe-Luxembourg, because I reckon I could nail their armies to the wall, and then concentrate all my forces on Brandenburg there, especially... so close, yet so far away. Hate to say it, but I might just have to increase development somewhere. My capital, perhaps, even. But my capital is a woodland, making it cost a wee touch more. Might be better to do it somewhere that has the nobility in charge. Perhaps even nobility and nice cheap costs for increasing it. And then we have these provinces, don't we? Yeah, we'll make the nobility happy here. Also increases their loyalty ever so slightly. Now loyalty ticks down now. Take a wee while before that goes all the way down. Still, it's at least something to spend it on, so there we go. There's a couple on you. Gotta keep that power projection high. Might even throw a cheeky little insult at Lubeck to keep that PP up. And yes, there's a new pop-up for capped monarch points. It does draw the eye a bit more than some green text. Okay, we have good enough relations with Muscovy. I always want them to be better, but we make do with what we have. Funny thing about... oh heck yes, I'm keeping that fort up and on the go. I really want to fight you, but I'm so wary of my aggressive expansion right now, like you would not believe. This will go away in 3 years, but Saxony hate my guts. At least they haven't rivaled me. Nonetheless, I need Saxony to like me considerably more than they do right now. We'll get Saxony up once Bohemia hit an acceptable level. I'll probably pull the trigger of war. I'm also gonna... I'm considering investing in a few more troops, because it just takes one particularly bad battle against Saxe-Luxembourg, Brandenburg, get there, everything on the go. But I need to strike them before they convert that, and that is not long away. That's just over a year away. Risks of trade, you say? Merchant guilds gain power, you say? Oh, that's harsh. That's very harsh, because I've given them a lot of influence. I want that mercantilism. Sadly, they knew what they were getting into. Want that mercantilism. Yeah, they have plenty of loyalty as it is. But it's... Okay, no, I can't really risk the estates coming at me. We already ran into that problem with the clergy, which is why the clergy hate us. Greed versus Jake, a difficult battle for me to fight, no doubts about that. So, I thought I was paying you guys. I will be shortly, might as well do it now. The fleet I'm less concerned about, but I should make sure they're docked up over in the fort. Attacking into you is attacking into woods. But I have 4 maneuver, so I can outdo that, even though we have a bit of a shock deficiency. But I gotta stop Hamburg's conversion. Never rains, but it bloody pours. Jake, can you do a war for PP and money whilst you wait for aggressive expansion to go down? I certainly can. Brandenburg is a nice person to humiliate. But not just humiliate, I need to break them up with Sweden. I need to trim Sweden's wings. The fact that they're allied with both Brandenburg and England ensures that England and Austria will join them. They've probably built up plenty of favours and want to call them in against me. And Austria will, well, they'll give Bohemia a run for their money. Attacker against Hungary and Bohemian conquest of Poznani, right. Bohemia getting ever stronger, but at least they're keeping the PLC at bay. And my enemy Saxony, huh? Troublesome indeed. Right, what I'm going to do is revoke you, and then start seeing about this whole war business, because Brandenburg and Saxony ain't got nothing on my tech. Should be good. I'll give it to the turn of the month so we have as long as possible to strike. I need to strike hard. I'm also going to do something a little tricky. Well, it might be tricky. We'll see how it goes. I still have graphic card issues here because I upgraded to the dreadful new AMD driver, but still, here we go. Conquest to take Hamburg. Brandenburg is going to join in, but I cannot dare make them a co-belligerent because that would bring in the Sweden. Frankly, I should have more units than this for such a risky business. We're going to roll with what we have here. No one wants to join in. Let's just do it. Worrying brings me nothing. Now I have to remember my battle efficiency here. They have 7 units, that is. Best thing I can really do is send 7 and all my cavalry on the way. That way my cavalry get the full flanking. I'm also going to give them the 4 maneuver generals so that they won't take a river crossing. And these 7 are going to hang back. That's the reason they're going to hang back. So I'm going to hope that this battle goes fairly well for me, but then I always do. So we've caught them at low morale. Now unfortunately I can't actually see the units here because of this graphics bug out. But I know I'm flanking. I'm flanking hard. So this battle should be a shoo-in for me. 4-3 general from Brandenburg, and straight away they want to reinforce there. And we don't get a very favourable shock roll, but we do perform admirably at it. If we get another half-decent one, which we didn't, nonetheless we did destroy them. This is good. This is better than good. It is not half bad. In fact, to the point I don't even want you there. What I want is to take my units here. See, Brandenburg is scared now. And place these provinces under siege. That's going to stop the missionary from doing his work, because I don't dare want it to... words are failing me, but when don't they? Can I get to there before the turn of the month? I can. This is good. This is very good. It's very risky as well, but the thing is they don't have much morale, whereas I do, because I started with fairly good morale. I should hit them before they get their morale up. Then again, I might want to wait and get my morale. But I could also give them a river crossing penalty. We'll see what they do, because they may want to keep that that march going. Seems like he does. No, what a fool. Well, it worries me not. He's probably going to try to gun down Stettin if he has half a brain. But giving him time to recruit units is not what I should be doing right now. We're going to merge our units together and attack Brandenburg. Unfortunately for me, he has plus 20% morale of armies. I'm going to have to hit him damn hard here. But I should always remember my efficiency. So he has 9 units here. I should be sending 9 of my infantry and all my cavalry. We'll have 3 units for backup, and I just pray that his morale does not completely destroy me here. It could. That's the worrying thing. Especially when he has 3 shock. We're going to be at a 4 shock disadvantage almost. It's not a river crossing penalty, is it? Well, it wouldn't be anyway. Give it your almighty leader. Bloody nobles. They're plenty loyal as they are, but I don't fancy taking a stab hit at this point. So that morale difference is fairly large. I'm going to have to hope that we get really good on the shock, but it would have to be really good to offset their general. It is not, so we are going to face some of the heat here. To the point where I might want... I might be wise in considering mercs at this point. Or we just throw everything we have at him. We'll see how the next roll goes. Oof, similarly bad. No, I think that'll be okay, but it's important that we win this battle here. We are going to back ourselves up, though. Because I can't see how my front line is doing. Poor Brandenburg, though. They may have army professionalism, but let's say your army are the most drilled and trained units in Europe, and a whole bunch of Eskimos come and attack you. I mean, what do you even do? Common sense has been thrown to the ground. No matter how drilled your units are, you just wouldn't know what to do. We have armor, we have great halberds here, but the enemies are dressed completely in sealskin, sir. I don't know what to do. That's how it would go down, and that's how it just went down. So, unfortunately, the Berliner is going to keep us from our destiny of hitting up Sternberg. This is a little troublesome, but only a little. We just need to consider what we can do from here. What can we do? Now, we need to take the advantage here. If you have nobody, get your ass home. If you have very little, also get yourself home. It's you folks I'm concerned about. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should take care of what they're recruiting at the moment, but otherwise I need to hunt down and destroy that Brandenburgian stack. So, what do we have here? I could gain a claim on Altmark. Don't want it really, but what you gonna do? I also need to keep those relations with Bohemia as high as they can go. Because the aggressive expansion for what I'm going to do here, or what I might do, there's no guarantee I'm going to do it because it's that risky. Alright, there's no point in risking my king's life here. It's curtains for you. So we only need 3,000 on there. We want a little bit more than 3,000 because, you know, I know you know. But it's more important to get Brandenburg out of this war, so we're just going to leave a little token force there. The rest of you make your way to the Great Berliner. No truce, no CB truce break inside the HRE. Well, that would be a catastrophically bad idea, not just a regular bad idea. I'm really feeling the burn of only having 2 diplomats, though. And because I'm a prince inside the HRE, I can't even... Ooh. This will help me out ever so slightly, because it allows me to march in this way. Should get there before you're ready. And I'm going to cancel that military access as well as soon as I can. Really need to keep those relations going up. I have to optimize my diplomats, which is something I used to do really very much. Look at me now, grown so decadent. Remember back in the day when I used to squeeze out every single tick I could on my diplomats? Yeah, me neither. You should push non-Christians out of the empire once you get a single non-HRE province. Nah, this is as holy as the Holy Roman Empire can get. Squeeze you guys together and ditch those fellows. Because I need to get the Berliner on the go. It's Brandenburg that I need out in all of this. Jake, how did you join the HRE as a pagan? It was a complete chance, to be honest. Denmark destroyed me in a war and took Bornholm, which was my capital. The only other provinces I had, which thank God they didn't desire, because if they did, they would have gone for full annex, were these provinces. So I got shifted onto Stettin, which was an imperial province. Ergo, I became part of the empire. Funny the way the world works. So there we go, the Berlin is falling rather nicely. Especially since we have a siege pip on that province. It's not much point to me paying for my capital fort now, since they can't do squat about it. And I can enjoy a minor victory, but the thing is about this campaign, sure, it's been over 80 years since I started, if my maths is halfway correct. Normally at this point in a campaign I would be somewhere close to an unstoppable killing machine, but that's what makes this one different. Centralization, huh? You tempt me ever so. But I'm going to need a lot of admin to core this, if I can even take this. That's why I needed a free diplomat. So if I were to take Hamburg, woof, that's quite a bit of aggressive expansion. Saxe-Lauenburg, Norway and Sweden I can do nothing about. Saxony I can improve the relations with as long as they have over plus 40 with me. Brandenburg I need only wait. Because at the turn of the month they're going to lose some of that aggressive expansion. I don't have to worry. But you are still an issue. I can get you up enough. Just enough, but it will be enough. So I need to keep my diplomat on you. Bohemia is also a concern. We need to keep those relations sky high. Gonna squeeze every penny. This stream has been going for 27 minutes, Resonance, and frankly I can barely believe that. No need for speed 2 here though, we know what we're doing, we're winning. Well, not on this siege though, it's been going for half a year. All these techs and things, they tempt me ever so, but it's just out of the question. Although honestly, I should be getting some of this blockade malarkey going on. It'll get me a bit of money thanks to my 40% blockade efficiency. Look at that, 0.1, oh no, that was something else. Excellent. Sweden have gone for Norway. East Frisia have joined in, but this is great news for me. Oh, this could be better than great news. I still have a claim on Norway. Sadly, Norway have no forts here, but that could also be a good thing. Okay, I can do something with this. As long as Norway can hold out for a couple of years. They probably can't, they're Norwegians, but they might. Might not be a good idea, but I mean that's not what we're going for around here. Okay, tell me more about this claim, please. It's my claim until 41, that's good. Lauenburg is down, that's not what I was going for to be honest, but we'll get you out of there. The Berliner continues to hold. Now I can't take provinces off of Berlin, off of Brandenburg, so I may as well loot them silly. And when I say can't, I mean I really can't. Let's say I wanted to take 2 provinces. Oocha beasties. Up to 63 aggressive expansion. This is because it's HRE plus 50% and the fact that I am a heretic, a heathen to these Christians. Another plus 50%, so that's right. Double aggressive expansion for our bad ideas. Come now, clergy, I think it's high time you were a bit more loyal to me. It's worth the ducats since it'll get me that tax income. Disgusted that I paid for money, but what can you do? Jake is Norway's capital in Iceland. Bingo. They all fall